still me. This is the 1 hour of code for JavaScript. Do that. Okay. Line 1, replace your name with your name. Now this is a little funny because let's replace this block containing quotes with your name. How about just place the text within the quotes to your name? I mean, they shaded it. You gotta shade the spot within the quotes. Okay? Silly boys. Let's see what happens if you make an error. Yeah, that's not going to teach anybody anything. Wow. There's nothing, it just rewards you and you're done. You just wrote a string. Strings are surrounded with quotes. Using document write simply to display the string of your name in the preview window. The important stuff is inside the parentheses, so let's just focus on that. To discover the length of a string, write the string within the quotes. And write the period, full stop, and the word length like this. You know, in programming we call that a dot. You don't have to worry about a distinction between a period and a full stop. What are you doing? That's all you want me to do? Just Well, what happened if I made an error this time? This time you're telling me it's an error. What if I save and submit when it's an error? Again. You congratulate me. You gotta stop doing that. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers in JavaScript like this. Multiply two really big numbers. Write your expressions between the parentheses like this. Well, if I write it like that, that's not going to be multiplying. Well, it would be multiplying by 2, but you're not being very literal. Huh. Alright, color me surprised. I don't know I'd go that far. Alright, now I'm getting bored. Infinity. Alright, that's a little wrong. Let's say overflow error, or something that we'd expect to see in a program. Okay. Okay. A Boolean is like a light switch. It can only have two values. It's like a light switch can only be on or off. A Boolean can only be true or false. You can use Booleans in your code by writing statements to evaluate true or false like this. And it's greater than 3 evaluates to true. 5 is less than 4 is just crazy talk, so it evaluates to false. Booleans are extremely useful because they let us run certain parts of our code only if certain conditions are true. Booleans are extremely useful because, write a statement that evaluates to true if the length of the string "I'm coding like a champ" is greater than 10 characters. Yeah, it's a little... We didn't talk about formatting blocks or anything yet. It's really taking a big leap here. Document to write, yeah. I'm coding like a champ. Why is there no exclamation point? That evaluates to true. Alright. I was jumping the gun. Did not have to use an if, just an evaluation. Getting started with programming. What we'll do, in the previous section we started learning the JavaScript programming language. So far we've used strings, numbers, Booleans. In this section we'll write a program to animate your name. Move your mouse over Code Academy in the preview window. We're going to make this. So far, we've been typing in strings, numbers, and Booleans into the editor. To do more complex coding, we need a way to save these variables. We can do this using variables. A way to save these values. We can do this using variables. A variable stores a string, number, Boolean, and gives it a specific case-sensitive name. Example: var my name equals Beyonce. Var my age equals 32. Var is even equal true. Why isn't that one beginning with a semicolon? Like a... That's funny. That is funny. It's like whoever wrote this is a actual grammarian, English grammarian, putting semicolons in between a list of values. using it as a separator. When it's not a separator, it's an end-of-line terminator. You know, eliminator. Well, anyway. Line 1, create a variable called myName and type in your name. Yeah, that's pretty well done for me. Boom. How about that? Oh, it doesn't bounce. Alright, save and submit. And start next lesson. Functions. Excellent. Your name is drawn as a collection of bubbles. How did this happen? In line 1, you created a variable named myName, in which you stored a string of your name. In line 5, a function named drawName took your name string and drew it on the screen. Hang on, what's a function? A function takes an input, does something with it, then returns an output. In our code, the input was your name, the output was the picture of your name as a function of bubbles. I didn't know that was the definition of a function. That's my overview of a computer. Actually, a computer takes an input, does something with it, and returns an output. I'll just have to keep that in mind and see if I learn anything technical. Alright, let's give the bubbles some color. I prepared another variable named blue that stores the color blue. And blue as another input to the drawName function like this. DrawName, myName, blue. See what output you get. Add blue as another input, another parameter. Add blue. The lowercase blue. Blue-ish. See what output you get. I see. Start next lesson. Arrays, looking good. Your name is now drawn as a collection of blue bubbles, but wouldn't it be cooler if we could use more than one color? Variables like myName can store numbers or strings, but so far we've only been able to store one number or one string at a time. Good thing we have arrays. Arrays store lists of data. They're trying to wig me out. Trying to make me say an array is not a list, but it's not Python, so they don't even know what a list is. Well, we'll get linked lists, perhaps. This ain't Java either, this is JavaScript. Anyway, anytime you see data surrounded by brackets, it is an array. That's a really... I can't believe somebody didn't figure they have to write that better. It's so close to just looking like a square. In fact, computers can understand colors like blue as an array of numbers as shown in the example above. I added a few variables that store colors in lines 1 to 5. They are simply arrays of 3 numbers. In line 7, set myName equal to your name again. Use quotes since your name should be a string. In line 8, create an array named letter colors that store a list of colors. For example, letter colors equals red, orange, green. For example, red, orange, green, turquoise, There's no accounting for taste. What was the other one? Purple. I have a semicolon there, man. Why isn't anybody telling me about that? Really should be like the first thing you learn. Write a null statement. You fail because you forget the semicolon. Oop. Yeah, red is better. And red comma space. Copy. 234 backspace backspace. Now save and submit, huh? But yeah, change the bubble shape. Colorful, what did we just do? We gave the function drawName two inputs. One was your name, the other was an array of colors. The output was a multicolored picture of your name. If and only if you put in more than one value, one different value. If and only if you put in at least two different values in the array for letter colors. Now, let's change the shape of the bubbles from circles to squares. There's a variable called the bubble shape that lets you control the shape of the bubbles. When bubble shape equals square, the bubbles are shaped as squares. When bubble shape equals circle, the bubbles are circles as shaped. Instructions. Change the shape of the bubbles from circles to squares. In line 9, add bubble shape equals square, semicolon. The bubbles will change to squares. Now bubble shape equals quote square quote semicolon. Double quote square double quote semicolon. Bubble shape, bubble shape, bubble shape. Line 9, go bubble shape, BBLE. Hardly tell. Ooh, yeah. And it saved my code this time. Surprised. I didn't expect that. Oh, I don't have yellow. My bad. bad because the red's a lot darker than the orange. Undo, 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 undo. Decisions, decisions. Great job. Next, let's use Booleans to decide whether a block of code should run. Take a look at this code. If 10 is less than 3, bubble shape equals circle, semicolon. Else, bubble shape equals square, semicolon. I don't even know the short way to say a parenthesis. If left parent 10 less than 3, right parent, left brace, bubble shape equal quote, circle, quote, semicolon, right bracket. I'm sorry, that bracket was a right brace. Else, left brace, bubble shape, capital S in shape, equal quote, square, quote, semicolon, right brace. Could try saying something like if function 10 is less than 3 and function start block bubble shape equals circle semicolon and block, but I don't know, probably. That's what to call it. Can I call a parenthesis a function? Don't necessarily like that. Alright, anyway, take a look at this. Alright, now imagine we have a robot that starts on line 1 of this code and walks down it line by line. If the condition, in this case 10 is less than 3, evaluates to true, the robot runs the code inside the first pair of curly braces, which will make the bubble-shaped circle. Else, the condition is false, which it is in this case. The robot skips the code. Yeah, but whatever. You're really dumbing it down. You're summarizing it too much. You have to tell them to read it line by line by line by line first, and then explain this as a branch. Now that you bring this up, it's too late to mention line by line when you're actually talking about branching. It's 2 lessons at the same time because you oversimplified. If else statement. Anyway, let's add an if else here. Yeah. Alright, line 1, delete. Worked so hard on that. Replace it with an if else statement. Use if else statement in the example above. Anybody know if I have to? Guess I'll get it working first and then experiment with single quotes. Probably not, eh? Retarded pinky. I did not end the yes statement or the else statement. I don't have to because brackets do that. Braces. Sorry, people. No, quotes do work. Knees hurt. I'm sitting here in my chair, Indian style. Was. Okay. Oh, that work. I'm good. Bounce the name. Great. Make the bubbles in your name more interactive. It'd be cool if you could mouse over your name and cause it to move in some way. We have a function called bounce name that shakes your name around when a mouse comes close to it. Note that bounce name does not take any inputs, unlike a draw name, which took 2 inputs. Instruction: add the function bounce name as the last line of your program after the draw name function. Remember that bounce name is a function and does not take any inputs. Function that does not take, well, wasn't that part of your, yeah. That was part of your definition of a function, was that it took inputs. You want me to submit it before I check it? I'm down this. Sweet, your name rattles around when you move your mouse near it. Now, as cool as it is to see your name shake about, it would be even cooler to bounce the bubbles themselves. We have a function called bounce bubbles that does this. Yep. Replace bounce name with bounce bubbles. Yay. Oh, finally. Alright, I'm done. Congratulations, awesome. The bubbles in your name scatter about and regroup when you move your mouse over them. We started this track learning JavaScript and some of the basic ingredients to make a program, such as strings, numbers, and Booleans. Then you connected those concepts together with variables, arrays, and an if-else statement to wire a program that animates your name, to wire a program, to write a program. I see, yeah. To write a program that animates your name. Congratulations on all the hard work. So millions of people have saved this and nobody's fixed the typo. We want to thank Google, Rob Hawkins, Mark, Brennick Jones, and Emily Petrone. This course was inspired by and built on their work. Yay. Google overview. And where's the feedback to fix the typo? Okay. That's that. Talk to you guys later.